They are in the gate.
Wait a minute.
And they're off. Dixie High hustles out of there, and there goes Forest Music, seizing the initiative early. Ashado comes away running in second, half bridled, stuck out there 4 wide, and Victory USA comes on through between horses as they race into the clubhouse turn, chasing Forest Music. Forest Music out there by a length and a half. Victory USA now second on the outside. Ashado down toward the inside, running in third. Vino Tinto 3 wide, fourth. Hollywood Story is now fifth, and Julie Crone has half bridled right there in the middle of the pack. She's sixth and in the clear on the outside. Tarlo is 4 wide and running along in seventh. Then it's Dixie High, who's eighth toward the inside, followed by Class Above, running in ninth. Renaissance Lady, Be Gentle on the outside. She's running in 11th position, only about 6 or 7 lengths from the lead. And then Long Shot Shadow of Mine, followed by Zozima, who has only 1 horse beaten, and that is Easterner Society Selection, the last of 14. The quarter 22-4, the half in 46-4, and the field moving into the far turn now. On the inside, Forest Music and Victory USA pressing harder. Half bridled looms a threatening third on the outside right there, and Julie Crone's got a handful. And then it's Tarlo running along in fourth. Ashado is now fifth, and Class Above is coming with her move now on the outside. Hollywood Story's only about 4 or 5 lengths from the lead. Then Vino Tinto as the field turns for home, and half bridle comes off the turn in front. Victory USA, Jerry Bailey working on her. Half bridle in front by neck. Victory USA fights on. Ashado right there, a threat on the outside third. Down to the final 100 yards. Half bridle in front, and half bridle is pulling away. Victory USA, Ashado giving futile chase under the line. It's half bridle, a Philly champion, winning by 3 lengths. Ashado finished second, and Vince the happy trainer, and there. 42 years of talent between them. The oversized half bridle, the undersized Julie Crone. Both of them remarkable.
Off and running in the 130th Kentucky Oaks. Victory USA to the front. Madcap Escapade now takes over. Ashado flashing speed and wrangle back at the fence. Hots of Fortune came away fourth. Silent Size moves up in striking range early fifth. Class Above racing in sixth. To the outside comes Stellar Jane racing seventh. Hollywood Story tucks in saving ground on the 8th spot now. Ahead in front of Last Song. Then a couple farther back to AP Adventure and Island Sands at the back of the pack. Around the opening turn they go. Madcap Escapade and Jerry Bailey freewheeling out there, opening up by 4 lengths now to Victory USA. The opening quarter 23 1/5 seconds. Ashado inching up the inside to take the second spot. Silent Size is 3 wide, and a couple farther back to House of Fortune. Class Above to her outside is next by 2.5 or 3 more. Hollywood Story, Island Sand advancing steadily on the inside, but still a dozen off the runaway Pacemaker. He back to Last Song, then Stellar Jane and a gap of 3 more. Back to AP Adventure, heading past the half-mile pole through the opening halftime, and a quick 46 seconds flat. Jerry Bailey says go. He's sprinting for home with Madcap Escapade in front by 5. Ashado's got her in her sights, racing second. Silent Size is revved up 3 wide into third. By that Victory USA in between horses fourth. Island Sand continues to split fillies, and Island Sand is rushing up into contention now as they run for the top of the lane. Madcap Escapade, a quarter mile to go, leads it clear by 2. Whips out on Ashado. Island Sand in with a fighting chance on the far outside. Down to the final furlong. Ashado's up to confront the front-running Madcap Escapade. Madcap Escapade, Bailey Rita getting after her here. Here comes Ashado and John Velasquez. Ashado's on by to take the lead, a furlong out. Ashado clear now, a length and a half. Island Sand trying to mow her down. Ashado from Island Sand, a final lunge at her. Ashado holds her off and wins the 130th Kentucky Oaks.
And they're off. Ashado and Stellar Jane both get off to perfect beginnings. Stellar Jane from the inside for a short lead, but Ashado's going to stick right with her right from the beginning, and Magical Illusion isn't far behind, running third and on hold in the first quarter mile here. Then Dynaville is fourth, Honor Point, and 5 lengths back to America. So Stellar Jane and Ashado will enter the backstretch run together, with Magical Illusion well held just in behind them third. The opening quarter went in 24 2/5 seconds. They're into the backstretch run. And in no particular hurry are Stellar Jane and Ashado, both moving at a comfortable pace here. Magical Illusion well held in the hands of Edgar Prado while running along in the clear in third. And then it's Dynaville now fourth, Honor Point and America still trailing the field. They're midway up the backstretch now, and there's 6 furlongs to go. The opening half mile went in 48 3/5 seconds. The pace has been slow to develop. Stellar Jane leads by a half a length. Ashado's been glued to her throughout. They've been tracked intently by Magical Illusion. The positions have been unchanged thus far, and now the field enters the far turn. Stellar Jane still holding a narrow advantage over Ashado. And Magical Illusion is making a 3-wide move. And right there, Ashado got the lead. Ashado got the lead as they round the far turn. It's Ashado in front. Stellar Jane is under the whip trying to stay with her. But here's Magical Illusion to the neck of Ashado. And those two will arrive at the top of the stretch together with Stellar Jane trying to stay with them third. Ashado lets it out a notch at the quarter pole. Magical Illusion is now a length behind in second. Stellar Jane under the whip third. They're off the turn into the stretch. Johnny Velasquez hand riding Ashado. Now he gives her a cue, and she's opening up as they come down to the last furlong. Magical Illusion has come up empty, and Stellar Jane has reclaimed second. Magical Illusion is toiling back in third. 100 points is fourth, and it will be Ashado to do it here in a grade 1 performance indeed. Ashado does it, and a pumped-up Johnny Velasquez aboard for the victory. Stellar Jane was a decisively beaten second. Magical Illusion finished third.
And they're off. Susan's Angel out quickly, and Ashado is forwardly placed in the early going. Yearly Report down on the inside and running third as they move by us for the first time. Susan's Angel short lead, Ashado to her outside, Yearly Report to her inside, Stellar Jane not far behind and running along in fourth. On the far outside, Last Song is now fifth. A bit of a crowd going into that turn. Fleet Indian in and among horses and running sixth. Society Selection seventh on the outside. And the early trailer is a Lulu of a Menifee. It's a tight pack. The early first quarter goes in 23 3/5 seconds into the backstretch run. Susan's Angel, Yearly Report has been taken to the outside for a clear shot at that lead, and Ashado is poised in third as they begin the run down the backstretch. Just in behind Ashado, Stellar Jane runs in fourth. Last Song fifth on the outside. Fleet Indian is sixth and on the rail. Society Selection and a Lulu of a Menifee. Up the backstretch, solid half mile in this lop here, 47 1/5 seconds. Susan's Angel, a narrow lead. The Californian Yearly Report has handled the mud very well so far, right up there on the pace with 4.5 furlongs to go. Johnny Velasquez has his star filly Ashado poised in the clear on the outside third. There goes Stellar Jane, who's mounting a bid now. She's asked for her run. Far outside, and she's now fourth. Around the far turn, here comes Ashado up and after the lead. Susan's Angel on the inside. Stellar Jane taking a bold run at the lead. Yearly Report fights on in between horses fourth. 2.5 lengths back. Fleet Indian fifth toward the inside, and Society Selection. And now the field turns for home. Susan's Angel and Yearly Report, they both check out of it. Here's Stellar Jane to take it to Ashado at the top of the stretch. Society Selection on the far outside, hard to handle in third. There's 1 furlong to go, and it is Stellar Jane. Ashado fighting back gamely, and Society Selection is charging down the middle of the track. Here comes Society Selection, and she takes the lead. Society Selection, trained by Alan Jerkins, pulls an upset here to win the Alabama. Stellar Jane finishes second, and Ashado trudges home third.
And the final horse, Stellar Jane, moves into line, ready for the start, and they're off. And Ashado breaks alertly down toward the inside. Tamwheel with early speed today. Ella Love backs off just a little bit. Indy Groove is there on the outside, and Nebraska Tornado, the French filly, is forwardly placed. So they make their way for the clubhouse turn. And it will be Tamwheel to take the field there. Tamwheel in front. Nebraska Tornado runs in second. Indy Groove 3-wide third. Ashado's got a good spot in the early going. She's a ground-saving fourth. Ella Love is fifth. Hollywood Story is racing in sixth position. Island Fashion moves up 4 wide round the first turn, advancing from seventh. And Society Selection is now eighth toward the inside, but she's only about 5 lengths from the lead. Then Bare Necessities, Storm Flag Flying is second to last, and Stellar Jane trails the field 22 4/5 seconds over this track at Lone Star today. They're moving right along here. Tamwheel short lead. Nebraska Tornado keeping that pressure on all the way. The long shot Indy Groove with the pacemakers running 3 wide. Island Fashion poised for the final half mile on the far outside. They ran a half in 46 and 3/5 seconds. So the field moves into the far turn now. Tam Will still on that lead. Tam Will trying to take it all the way on the lead. On the outside, Island Fashion now makes that final move for the lead now. Indie Group trying to stay with those two. Ashado right there, waiting for some running room now as they make their way toward the top of the stretch. Stellar Jane is also right there. Ella Love on the outside. Storm Flag flying. It's 5 lengths from the lead. Nebraska Tornadoes dropped out of it. They're off the turn into the stretch. Tam Will digs down. Into the breach goes Ashado. And Ashado comes away with the lead. Storm Flag flying is in behind horses. On the outside, it's Stellar Jane coming down to the finish. Ashado in front and trying to hold on. And at the wire, it is Ashado who wins by almost 2 lengths. Storm Flag flying came on to be second. Stellar Jane was third. And there's Texan Todd Pletcher. He has just won his first Breeders'.
They're in the gate. And they're off. Good start for Ashado on the inside, bending strings. And there's Andujar, who races up in between those two, Society Selection and Daydreaming. So they hit the first turn, and it's Andujar who wins the race into the first turn. Andujar will be the early leader, but Ashado's not far behind in second. Bending Strings races third toward the inside. Abarcoa guides Society Selection into the clear, and Daydreaming is allowed to lope along at the back of the pack through the opening quarter mile here. That was a quick 23-2. Andujar in front, shadowed by Ashado. 2 lengths back on the inside, Bending Strings. On the outside, Society Selection. 2.5 lengths back to the unhurried Daydreaming. Down the backstretch run, and Corey Nakatani trying to throttle down that speed there of Andujar. The half goes in 47 seconds flat. Ashado continues to run right next to her as they approach the half-mile pole. Bending Strings Society Selection now gets a nudge from Abarcoa and Daydreaming. Around the far turn, Andujar. Ashado moving ever closer with 3 furlongs to go. 2 lengths back, and Society Selection is making her move now. 3/4 in 11-2. Coming to the top of the stretch, the California filly Andujar trying to hold off Ashado. And Ashado willingly has taken the lead. Johnny Velasquez took a confident peek back to see where Society Selection was. She's 3 lengths away. And now he says go with Ashado. And Ashado is responding brilliantly, opening up to a 4-length lead, a 5-length lead in the final furlong. Andujar, Bending Strings, Society Selection, toiling back and forth. Here she is at the top of her game at Saratoga today. The champion Ashado wins the Go for Wand by 9 lengths. Bending Strings was second. Andujar was third. Society Selection was fourth behind a very good filly today.
They are in the gate for the Distaff. And they're off. A good beginning in mid-pack there for Island Fashion. And it is Island Fashion out for a short lead. Cape Side Lady right there on the outside. Healthy Addiction trying to ease off that early pace. On the inside, Stellar Jane comes on through, and Yolanda B2's in the early mix. Ashado right up there. So the field moves up the backstretch. Ashado had to steady just a bit in traffic. It's Cape Side Lady who from post 13 has taken the lead. Stellar Jane on the inside. Yolanda B2 now moves up to be second. Healthy Addiction is third. Island Fashion far outside, up and on the pace in fourth. Stellar Jane, the Great Fillies, fifth toward the inside. Ashado is running sixth, and she's only 2 lengths from the lead. Happy Tickets right alongside her in seventh. And then it's on the outside, Hollywood Story in 8th position, followed by Society Selection, who's rating nicely, only 6 lengths from the leaders, followed by Nothing But Fun, and a break of 4 back to In the Gold, Pleasant Home, and Sweet Symphony. Down the back stretch, the half goes in a solid 46 and 1/5 seconds. Cape Side Lady blazing the way with less than a half mile to go here. Long shot, Yolanda B2 under the whip already. Stellar Jane on the inside. There goes Happy Ticket. Happy Ticket with a bold move, an assertive move on the far turn, and Ashado's kicking in. She'll have to thread her way through in between horses. Here comes Ashado now. Johnny Velasquez asking her for more run. On the inside, Society Selection only 3 lengths from the lead as the field turns for home in the Breeders' Cup Distaff. It is Cape Side Lady. Ashado going shoulder to shoulder here with Society Selection is in very tight. Here's Pleasant Home on the outside who runs by them all. Pleasant Home in front, leaving Ashado a champion left in her wake. Look at Pleasant Home roll home. Pleasant Home is going to win this with a huge performance this afternoon. 8 lengths over Society Selection. Ashado could manage only third today, and Stellar Jane was fourth. At her home track here at Belmont Park, beneath Cornelio Velasquez, Pleasant Home comes from off the pace to run by the best fillies on the continent.